Hey, what's happening? I haven't been here in a minute on YouTube. I wanted to show you guys some good stuff today. Um, we're gonna jump in there in a second. Don't worry about the tools used. But let me set some stuff up here, and I'll get to talking about this Ukraine spending here in a second. In just 1 second. So let me find the link first of all. Back, give me a second if you guys are tapped in. In just 1 second. So let me find the link first of all. Yeah, I probably can hear that. Oops. Alright, now let me start this up here. Boom. So if I start this room, that should open that up for me there. Okay, then I can come here, jump in there. Oops. Sorry people, sorry guys. I'm going to be going over some how the government's spending the money with these government contracts here. I'm actually going to be showing you guys on YouTube, so I'm going to pin the link up here so you can see how the government spends the money, so we can stop letting these people talk about things that they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to Ukraine and this money that's going out here. You need to take advantage of it. So I'm going to share this information with you guys here. Let me pin this link at the top. This will take you over to the YouTube channel so you can actually see what I will be going over. Open up the room. Cool. I got a lot of gadgets working over here. But again, that link right there. What's going on, Charles? That link right there will take you over to the YouTube channel so you can actually see how I'll be looking up these opportunities when it comes to spending money with the government. We're going to talk about Ukraine spending here, as well as, again, we're just going to be talking about how the government spends on natural problems like this. It's a little different process when it comes to government contracting than any other contracts as far as writing proposals or things of that nature. You don't really need to do that, as well as the way that they procure contracts for something like Ukraine or any other natural disaster. It's not done in the same manner as your normal opportunities. So the easiest way to get these opportunities is to follow the money. We must follow the money in order for it to work. So again, that link up there at the top will take you over to the YouTube so you can see what's going on. And if you have any questions as I'm going through these steps, by all means just click on the link and I'll be able to help you out there. But I'll probably be getting off of this account right here. So hopefully you can still hear me on my other account once I turn the mic on. So give me a couple seconds here on YouTube as well as on Clubhouse, and I'll get the ball rolling. All right. Sorry about that. Spending. All right, we're going to actually be looking into sam.gov. So that's actually where I'm going to be pulling a lot of information from. I do utilize software to help me find opportunities. But when it comes here to this sam.gov piece, and since I'm looking for, like I said, I don't want to say disasters, but national problems, I'm going to show you exactly how we go look at those national problems and how you can go about looking at them too, and hopefully winning yourself some contracts here. So hopefully you guys can still hear me there. Let me turn my mic on for the other one, and I'll turn my sound off on this one. So let me open this up. Where is my tweet deck? Let me find my tweet deck real quick. Of course I can't find it. Oh, there it is. There's my tweet deck. Alright, so hopefully you guys can hear me there. Sorry. So hopefully you guys can still hear me on Clubhouse. Again, if you would like to see what I'm doing, you can click on the link at the top. It'll bring you over to my YouTube channel. If we're live on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you click the link in my bio, you can go to my YouTube channel and see exactly what I'm going to be doing too. But I guess I can flip it around. You guys can see that way. Let me turn this filter off, which I don't know how to do. There we go. So I'll keep it like that. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to sam.gov. So if you guys see sam.gov right here, this is again where your business should be registered in order to do federal government work. I am already logged in, but once you get here, you have to be logged in order to see these reports that I'm going to be showing you guys right here. So again, if you haven't created your account, you're probably not going to be able to see what it is that I'm talking about today. But once you sign in, you want to come here to the data bank. And this is where you guys can find out what's really going on with government spending. Again, there's rooms and everybody talking about billions of dollars being given to Ukraine. Let me tell you, the money is not given to them. Okay, if you would listen to the rest of the stuff that the president says, he's talking about the military weapons that need to be purchased, the ammo, the refugees that needed to come from Ukraine. Do you understand that planes had to go get them? The government don't own planes. Not even the jets that they fly, they don't own them. They were built by Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, right? So you have to understand when they say that they're putting $800 million towards something, it's going to contractors. That is what they mean. They have to buy stuff. The refugees to get from Ukraine to the United States cost $3 million per plane. So every plane that goes over from the United States to Ukraine to pick somebody up and comes back to the United States to drop them off, that's a $3 million round trip. Now you're probably thinking like, it don't cost $3 million. Well, one, you have a pilot that needs to be able to pretty much do black op type missions, right? They're flying into a hostile situation, so that takes a special pilot, which is going to cost extra money. You're talking about a 747. It's pretty big, handling all the passengers that come through. I'm not sure exactly. We tried to get the cargo planes out there, but again, since it's going into that type of environment, prices increase. Now, you don't have to own the planes. Here's the kicker of what I try to explain to everybody. They're not asking you to own the planes. They're asking you, can you put together a solution for our problem that we have, and we're willing to pay you. So if you've partnered with a company that owns the planes, like I have myself, they're flying out of BWI. They have planes in Atlanta. They got planes in Florida, quite a few planes. I've partnered with them. They know everything about planes. They know the gas, the oil. They know how to get from point A to point B and back again. They know how to make detours if need be, right? So now that means I have access to planes. I can do what the government is asking to be done as far as picking refugees up. They're going to tell me that they charge me, and again, I'm just throwing this out there, they're going to charge me $1.2 million in order to get that plane to Ukraine, pick them passengers up and back. And once that plane get back, they want their money. So I'm saying, well, if you cost me 1.2, government is going to cost you 3. And that covers all the admin fees, the insurance that's needed, the whole 9. And just like that, I can now go win the contract to deliver those planes to pick up those refugees. But what I wanted to show you guys, again, we don't get emotional about anything that goes on. There's some reports here that always you can follow the money, and when you follow the money, you can find the problem. You got the Buy American Act for manufacturers. These are your products, so you always want to know what is the government spending money on products. Is right here in this report of Buy American Act of manufacture. I mean, is that not products in America? This is what they're trying to tell you. Follow this and you can sell the same products. Contract termination, I mean, that's one that you could pay attention to. If a contractor lost the contract, you have an opportunity to come in there. If you want to look for contractors who are making money, you can follow that. Local area set-asides, these are the local dollars that are set aside for major disasters, right? So again, I love following disasters. They have to procure opportunities in a different way. But this is the one that we want to pay attention to. National Interest Action. This is for all of your hurricanes, Ukraine, COVID spending. Damn it, I didn't mean to say that word on YouTube. The C word. Hopefully they don't ping me for that. But again, all you would do here for your national interest action, I mean, we could put in what, 2022. What are we in? 04? No, we'll do 05, 01, 2022. And for my national interest action, I actually want to, we're talking about Ukraine, right? So Ukraine mission support. And once I hit execute, now it's going to show me, where they're spending money at in this last couple months that I can see, right? They've probably cut more checks right now, but it hasn't hit the database for me to actually see. So now I need to follow the money. Okay, so right now they spent what is that? $1.1 million that have hit the report so far at the beginning of this year. Trust me, they spent way more money than $1.1 million. It just hasn't came up. But even with the 1.1 spending, again, we're talking about Ukraine. I can see what agencies are spending the money. Well, total actions let me know how many contracts have been put out there. So Department of Energy and the State Department had 2 contracts. Department of Energy, both of them together totaled 472,000. So we're probably looking at a little over 200,000 a piece for each contract. The State Department, or Department of State, whichever one you want to call it, they spent 13,000 on 2 contracts. But if you could see, the money that is being spent is in the GSA. Okay, so that lets me know right now, if I would like to pursue opportunities that the president is talking about, I probably need to start paying attention to the GSA schedules, because they've had 1,900 opportunities come out there for a total of $633,000. Again, for what's been reported. I cannot stress that enough. This is just for what's been reported. So since this is like national or emergency money that needs to be spent, and they're going to spend it. That's why it hasn't hit right here yet to show us where they spent it. I know that I need to get myself in front of the people that are on the GSA. Like, why the hell would I be going to go talk to HHS or anybody else when it's showing you they don't have access to the money? But now I can also scroll back here and see how have they been spending that money. Okay, so now if I notice that, again, GSA spent all of that money, well, they're saying for small disadvantaged business, only $20,000 of $650,000 went to a disadvantaged business. 148,000 of it went to small business, which was 21%. So I know in my mind right now that 21% of this national money they're giving to small businesses to provide solutions. Great, right? I'm a small business. Chances are you're watching this, or you're a small business, or else you wouldn't be watching it. I don't think the owner of Lockheed Martin is watching any of my YouTube videos, but if you are, my brother, we could partner and do some good stuff. But I know y'all ain't watching. But anyways, so since you are a small business, I know that you have a 23% chance or 21% chance of winning these opportunities here. So if I scroll through some more, well, what type of small business, right? Because we do have to pay attention to that. Again, we're looking at the disadvantages that we have here. So it's saying right here that small disadvantaged businesses, they got 2.8% of the contract. So a disadvantaged business is usually going to be in your 8A sector of the house. I'm not sure if they put economically disadvantaged under here, but I also believe that this could cover all of your disadvantages. I don't know. I will have to really look into this percentage right here. But anyways, 2.8% is set aside. Okay? Was set aside for small disadvantaged businesses. Again, I know the numbers is only at 1.1 million. That's because the data, the report hasn't hit the site yet. But if the information that has hit is showing me that 21% is being spent with small businesses, that means that more of the money is being spent with small business. I don't care what the total number is. I can look at data and understand how they're operating right now. So then if I scroll over some more, well, what does it say? Women-owned small businesses, right? Women-owned businesses is a small business. They 4.2% of that money is going to women-owned businesses. Guys, this shit ain't rocket science, okay? You're watching the president load the cabinet up with women, right? Why wouldn't they support other women winning these contracts right here? Like they want to push women-owned businesses excelling. And this is a lot of money that's flowing. So you have an opportunity as a women-owned business at 4.2%. This is higher than any other set aside right now that they're spending money with. If I was a women-owned business, I'm looking right now over into this natural disaster area because they love spending money with women-owned businesses. I go here, Hub's own business. Well, they got 0.00519%. So if you're a Hub's own business and you think that your certification is going to help you win contracts during the Ukraine time, well, you're tripping. Okay, Ukraine spending don't care about your Hub's own certification. You may luck up and get it, but chances are that women-owned business that won it also had the Hub's own certification. That's why they got that little 1 mark right there. I keep scrolling. Veteran-owned. They have 19 contracts that went out to the veteran-owned that don't even give you 1%. So again, they ain't really caring about you being a veteran-owned business. All right. Well, they probably service disabled and veteran owned. No, right here. So service disabled, veteran owned. Again, we're just talking about 1% in the veteran owned department. So they ain't really too worried about veteran owns. It can get you in the door if you're doing like some black op type missions down there in Ukraine. And now all of a sudden, of course, they're going to, if you're a veteran, you know about black op missions, then of course you can align yourself to be a better performing business than me, right? I don't know anything about black ops. I can hire people though. Yeah, so don't get it twisted. All right, if I keep going, here we go. We have our 8A firms. Okay, so what do we have here? Disadvantaged businesses. So this is probably going to be minority businesses, period, that they had as a total right here, which again is anybody who's not a white male. Then we have 8A. So on the 8A side, they didn't even hit 1%. So again, 8A is not a factor for this money that's being spent. I hope you guys notice that no set aside did they care about. So when it comes to natural disaster money spending on things like Ukraine and hurricanes and things of that nature, they don't care about your certification if you seeing what the data's telling you. Okay? But they do want to do some business with small businesses, so that is an advantage. They have the Ability One program. Ability One, guys, they are the largest. Ability One is the largest government contractors in the world. Okay, Ability One is man. what is it? I'm trying to think of the name of them. But like mentally challenged. There's a program for the blind. That they win these contracts, and I mean they win a lot of money because how can I put it? Ability One is saying that you're hiring people with disabilities to perform on work. This is the largest organization that hires these individuals, so they win all of the contracts. And I bet a lot of companies don't know. Like when you have stuff on the internet, you have businesses, you're teaching information on the internet, like Netflix and movies and things of that nature that touch the internet for people to see. The government has in place rules. I forget the exact acronym. I'm sure somebody knows it. But your website has to be compliant. That a person who's blind can come to your website and have the same enjoyable experience of your website that I do. And honestly, if somebody visits your website and they blind and they don't have that same enjoyable experience, we're in America, they can sue you for a whole lot of money. So Netflix and all of these big organizations, they're starting to get all of their stuff up to speed because, again, we're in America and they love suing. So I'll keep scrolling right here. As you guys can see, now they're diving into, I believe, the ethnicities of who's winning these contracts. Yes. So as you can see, ain't no local government spending, no U.S. tribal being spent right there. But I always love looking at this because this is why I work so hard trying to tell our community about government contracting. Because, let me scroll back here. I can look all the time. And let's take a look at this, okay? So, if we go here, all right, Alaskan Natives didn't get any of it. Native Americans, Native Hawaiians didn't get any of it. We get to the Asian American community. Okay, the Asian American community is tapping into these government contracts, right? So now they have the minority-owned businesses, and as you can see, 3.6% of the contracts went to minority-owned businesses. But I told you the key word to minority, the definition is anybody that's not a white male. So let's scroll. Black-owned businesses, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? 0.5% of these contracts are going to black-owned businesses, and yet we marching. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's your money right here. It's sitting right here, but we ain't showing up. So let me go to the Hispanic population. Well, 1.2% of it is going to the Hispanic population. They smart. You know what I'm saying? So once we get through those, right, we've gotten through all of those set-asides, and we only got 0.5% going to the black-owned. We got 1.2% going to the Hispanic-owned population. And then we come over here and you got 7.3% of it going to nonprofits. That means that everybody else left is white. We're just letting them collect all the dollars because we're not showing up right here. And again, I don't get emotional about it. It is what it is. I'm looking at the statistics. It's right here in front of my face. I'm not guessing. So when people be having some conversations, I just don't know what they be talking about, man. They be emotionally talking. Okay, when the data's right here telling me the truth. Now, again, when you go to this National Interest Action Report, guys, this is for everything. Don't think this is just Ukraine. I mean, the C word, right? We can look at the same spending. Let's go back. What are they spending right here? And again, this is how you know what you're going to offer. Who is spending the money, man? That's all that matters. That's all America cares about. That's all the government cares about. The only people who don't care about the money is the people. They just be complaining all the time. But I promise, if you paid attention to this money, everything that you ever wanted, everything that you ever marched about and complained about is all right here. So we talk about that C word. Let me go down to the bottom. I just did a year. In a year, let's look at this C word. What does it say? They spent, I went too far. All right? And this is for what's been reported. $65 billion in just 1 year on that C word. So now all of a sudden I need to come back up here and follow the money. Well, why would I play around down here? This is where people be messing up at. Y'all down here playing with the defense nuclear facilities, the Office of Personnel and Management, the United States Trade, because you seen some little dumbass contract out there for that. Why pay attention to them? They don't spend enough money. They don't have enough opportunity there. But if I just come all the way up here to the top, oh my God, Department of Defense spent $46 billion by themselves. Why the hell wouldn't I put the Department of Defense as one of my clients if that's the field that I'm going to be in for that C word, which is usually the health side? Who spent the next most amount? HHS. $8.5 billion in just 1 year. The VA, $2.4 billion. Agriculture, $1.4 billion. Department of Treasury, $1.4 billion. AID, International, $1.2 billion. Homeland, $1.1 billion. The SBA, $1 billion. Why would I follow anybody else? I have enough customers right here that got way more than enough money to help me out. Now I just got to go do my homework and do my research. I got to track this down now. I got to figure out, how did they break down this $46 billion in Department of Defense? Well, we know we got a couple of agencies, Army, Navy, Marines, right? I break those down, and then again, I'll follow the money deeper. But the other beauty, the same way that I scrolled, well, I see they spend all that money, but are they spending it with what I got, right? If I come on over here, what are we doing again? I'm going to show y'all some nasty statistics again. I didn't even look at this, and I know it's going to be nasty, right? Let's look at the set-asides again. What we got? The minority, right? We see the minority money that's coming out, right? I see that the Asian Pacific side, you know, they got $55 million over there, right? Let's look. How much tribal money went out? Okay, so we see that the Native Americans, they ain't really doing too much. Well, no, I'll take that back. We got the American Indians. They got 0.338% coming from the Army. HHS spent 5% with the American Indian tribe. Okay, let's keep on going. We got the Native Americans. See, that's American Indian. Now we got to talk about the Native Americans. See, Native American got 7.7%. The Army gave them 1%. Following the money. Let's just go over to where most of my followers at. We black. You know, let's go over to the black side. What have we been doing? Okay. Black-owned businesses. We got 2.8% of the Army's money. Of what was it, $45 billion? We got 2.8%. That was a total of $9.6 million. Well, we made an impact. HHS, we got a total of 4.3%. That was $71 million. I forget what this agency right down here, but this lets me know this agency spent 10%. Pay attention to the column, okay? If I'm a black-owned business, again, I'm not getting emotional about it. I'm reading the statistics for America for what it is, not being upset about anything that happened, just following what they're telling me to do. If I'm a black-owned business, why the hell you keep asking the DOD to support your black-owned business? Yeah, they may help you out. They got 2.8%, but if you just come down here, this organization spends 10% with black-owned businesses. What organization is this? This is Department of Agriculture. Well, the Department of Agriculture is black friendly. So I'm going to hang out with the Department of Agriculture. I'm going to meet who they are because they like spending money with black folk. I scroll down here. Oh my God, 17%. Who is spending 17% with black owned businesses? Let me scroll on across. Department of Energy. Department of Energy likes spending money with black owned businesses. So guess what? I'm going to start hanging out with Department of Energy because they like black people. I come down here, 27%. Oh my God, 27%, $24 billion. What agency is spending 27% with black-owned businesses? Well, let me scroll on back over here. Department of Transportation, they love spending money with black-owned businesses. See, again, I ain't emotional. I ain't guessing about shit. I don't like doing guesswork. Guesswork don't make me money. Guesswork don't turn into profit. Guesswork don't turn into big dollars. I ain't talking small shit. I mean big dollars. We can do big dollars. We don't have to do this small, petty bullshit that people be talking about, right? We can go big because I see that the money's right here to go big. I don't have to guess about any of this. And I don't ever want you to think that I'm talking, this is for everybody. I'm just happen to be black. So I'm going to be showing you black statistics. But take your statistic. Look at the Spanish side, the Hispanic side. I mean, they got a lot of people like spending money with them. And again, when I say like spending money with them, it's just that they showing up. That's the only difference. I'm not saying that these organizations don't like spending money with black businesses. Black business ain't showing up. I ain't got to guess about it. Again, I'm just looking at the statistics. Let's look. Okay? 2% of black-owned businesses is being spent with DOD. I know that ain't true. Well, when I say I know that ain't true, they are definitely spending 2.8% with black-owned businesses. What I know ain't true that they don't like spending money with black-owned businesses. They like spending money with black-owned businesses, but we ain't showing up. Well, if I go look over here at the Hispanic population, they got 5.2%. See, we only brought back $9.6 million to our community during that C word, while the Hispanic community with the DOD brought back $158 million. I mean, I don't know if 9 million compared to 158 million makes a big difference. I think it do, but I could be wrong because it's black people. We don't like to talk about money. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to say all those big numbers because, we want to go march about it. Guys, it's right here. We look up HHS. Check this out. HHS spent 4.3% with black-owned businesses. They spent 2% with Hispanic-owned businesses. But guess what? The contracts that they gave to black-owned businesses only equaled $71 million. Why? Because black-owned businesses be too scared to go high. We want the crumbs, right? But if I look over here at the Hispanic community, which was 2% less than what we did, but yet they came out with $177 million. We came out with $71 million. They came out with $177 million. The math ain't mathing to me. The amount of money that we made on the contracts with HHS was 0.8% of the total money that they spent. The amount of money that they spent with the Hispanic community was 2%. But yet we did more work. Because we like that crumb stuff that we be talking about all the time. We just want the crumbs. I can't stand when I hear people say, I just want the crumbs. What are you talking about? It's too much money out here to be talking about we just want the crumbs. So I just wanted to break this stuff down to you guys. Again, I've been seeing too much Ukraine talk from individuals who don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're getting you emotional about things that you can't control. But you can control this. You can control getting these contracts because here's the thing. HHS, DOD, the VA, all they're doing is buying products and services. When you hear the president talking about the money that's going over there, all they're doing is buying products and services from Americans. They're not giving a duffel bag of money to Ukraine. They're not cutting Ukraine a check. They're not flying a plane of cash over to Ukraine. They're writing contracts up and they're making people pay for this stuff, right? All you have to do is position your business to win some of these contracts. It's not as complicated as you're making it. I've had individual Travis, I just got started. And this goes to the service side. Like, I've never had my own business doing communications. Well, aren't you doing communications for a business, right? Do you understand that business hired you and those other 5 people to provide a solution? Is your owner of your business doing the communications job that you're doing, or are you the one sitting there doing it and they just get a report every month? And then they go talk to the customer and tell the customer, here's the report. This is how it operates. You could do that same thing. The other beauty is, people that you're working with, they right next to you. You have to stop cutting yourself short. I promise you. There's nothing about government contracting that you should be scared of. When they got $46 billion sitting right here for one agency. And this is just for the C word. This ain't none of the other stuff. Now, in my course, I'm going to teach you guys. If you can see that Department of Defense is spending $46 billion in that C word, now you got to go how to go backtrack and look through the DOD, because we know they got the money. How do you look through the DOD, find the opportunity, and present yourself in a manner that you can win? And again, when we do this thing right, because we do things smart and strategic around here, you think I'm going to tell you to go to the DOD as a black-owned business? If you want to get involved in the C word spending, no. Go find you a Hispanic company or something. Go find you one of these companies out here who are already excelling, winning billions, and partner. It's very simple. It's not hard. We make it complicated because we be greedy. We want it all. I don't mind sharing. Like, I love sharing. And you should too. So again, if you guys want to look at this data, make sure that you come to this home section. You do have to be logged into sam.gov. If you don't have an account right there, get started. I'm not going to talk about the steps right now of how to get registered. But you can get started right there, setting up your account. Make sure that you sign in. Come over here to your data bank. Once you're on the data bank, this is where all your reports go to. I've actually favorited my reports that I like, so they do pop up. But if you don't have your favorites, just go through here and then you can start checking ones that are your favorite. Read through every report. See what each report is going to print out for you. But again, when we're talking about those natural disasters or the national interests, right? Things that they got to spend money in right now. This is the report that we're going to look at. We're going to follow the money right here, backtrack our way to who's spending the money. And now we want to find that contract office who's letting that money go and hopefully get us to the program manager who has that problem. But again, if I know what agency has the money that I want to pursue, now I'm going through the steps that I need for that particular agency. And as you can see, if you pick correctly, your one agency, your two agencies max have more than enough money. $46 billion in 1 year on the C word. I'm pretty sure that they got a contract in there that can help you out for the rest of your life. Just one. That's all you need to get definitely getting started. So we have to focus. You cannot supply the entire government. That's why you guys lose. Talking about all of the stuff that you could do for the government. You cannot do all of that stuff, especially just starting out. What is it that you can do? And then find out who's spending the money and what you can do. And that should be the only thing that you focus on going after. All right. Hopefully you guys got some information. Chris, lack of information is why our people stay behind. You are right, Chris. Well, it starts with the lack of information, and then we got to execute. You know, I could talk about this stuff all day long, which I do. But if y'all not there hitting the submit button, if y'all not there showing up in front of the government, I'm just talking. And I can't do but so much, right? So even myself, I would like to win more contracts. I would like to do a whole lot more, but I mean, we a little cash tight right now. Right? I can't flow all of these opportunities. So I got to stop at a certain point. But collectively, if we would pay attention to this customer that has so much money, don't nobody got more money than them. Not one person in the world has more money than the United States government. And we ain't paying attention. I still don't know why. It baffles me. But I'm not here to argue it. I'm just here to educate. Educate as much as I can. And hopefully individuals will pick it up. If you'd like to get on and be a part of my group, you can visit puremoneygovcon.com. Get yourself registered. I will tell you guys the price does go up $100 per five people that purchase. So you want to make sure that you jump in there as soon as you can. Once you get registered and signed up, you should be able to log in. But if not, just come up here to the top, puremoneygovcon.com, log into our system, and you'll be ready to go. I can't log into my own system because I think I keep forgetting to create a password for myself. Let's see if that works. Yep, see, I can't get in. But anyways, you would log in right here. You'd be able to get into the system and start learning government contracting. We do meet once a month, the last Monday of every month we meet. I advise you to be real selfish during that time. Okay, so it's all about you. Shouldn't be about anybody else. All right. We have a community, a Discord group that everyone talks in, and let me tell you, I got some tremendous people in there that they not playing around. My guy Aubrey and Tigo, they try and change their lives. So it's great being around those like-minded individuals that you guys can bounce information off of, as well as, guys, I'm not going to claim that I know everything about government contracting. There's pieces to this that, I've never done. Import exports. I don't know anything about import exports. I mean, try to think barbershops or something. Like, I've never done none of that stuff. But at the end of the day, to me, business is business. I really don't care what it is. The way that they process business is all the same way, whether it's a product or a service. And what I mean is, you gonna front some money and you gonna get paid on the back end, and that's all that matters to me. Everything else is just checks and balances to me. And if you write it all out, what are their requirements? See, one thing about government, they don't want to know how you're going to do it in your little special fancy way. Like private sector, you got to get real pretty and sexy and all of that stuff, and you be so sexy that a lot of people can't deliver the work that they look so sexy for. See, the government don't want that. They really don't care about your sexiness. Instead, they want to make sure that you can meet every single requirement that they have on there, and if you deviate, you lose, right? They're also going to throw little stuff in there to see if you're reading, right? Like, you have to respond with this on 18-point font. You can't have but so many pages. This has to be in order this way. They just want you to not do it, so that way they could throw your proposal out, because in their mind, if they're going to award you $10 million and you didn't take the time out to read, why the fuck should they award you $10 million? Like, I mean, let's be honest. Would you award a company $10 million that can't read the basics? I know I wouldn't, right? So don't expect them to do that to you. This is why you have to read. People ask me all the time how I went. I don't know, man. I have to read the opportunity to tell you the best way. And if I got to read the opportunity, that's my opportunity. Especially if you asking me to read it just randomly out of the blue. You ain't in none of my programs and nothing. Why the hell would I sit down and read the opportunity for you? When you got two eyes, you went to school too, and you know the English vocabulary. I'm not going to read for you. Okay? So read every single opportunity. It will tell you line by line what they require. Hell, break out a spreadsheet and put every requirement on the line, and then have a checkbox next to it. If you cannot put a checkbox next to it, the next question is, do I have enough time to go get what I lack? Right? So do you have enough time to team with a company that has the resources that you don't have? Do you have enough time to joint venture with a company to get the resources that you don't got? Do you have enough time to go hire the individuals that you need in order to pursue this opportunity? If you don't have enough time, that's okay. You throw it to the side and you go find the next opportunity. Every opportunity ain't for you, and that's okay too. Wait for the one that is for you and pursue that. And I promise you, things are going to be a whole lot happier and more fun for you. But when you chasing money, you ain't going to get too far in this government contracting space. And I've seen a lot of people chasing money, and I've seen a lot of people fail. Just because you said you want to do government contracting today, it don't work like that. All right. So again, I hope I got some value there. I know I usually be on YouTube on Thursdays at noon, but I done had a lot going on. I myself just got over that C word. All right, so I had to bounce back from that. But we will get back to active lessons here on YouTube each and every Thursday. But I definitely wanted to share this information out because I'm getting tired of people talking about Ukraine and the money that's being spent and how they should be taking that money and putting it into reparations and all the blah, 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 blah. This follow the money and go get these contracts and create your own reparations. Because I'm pretty sure that's enough money that could change lives and change communities. But I love you all. Make sure that you guys are liking, following me on YouTube, on the gram. Make sure that you guys like and follow me. Put a fire emoji in the comments if you guys picked up some information right now. I will save this to the YouTube channel, but there will be some changes coming to YouTube soon. I'm going to lock some of these videos up and put them in the background for my community there. So be on the lookout of that. Watch as many videos as you possibly can now while they're all sitting out there. Appreciate the fire emoji. Definitely appreciate that. Again, Charles, I appreciate you for hanging out with me there. My guy Chris, I appreciate you as well for hanging out with me there. All my IG people and my Clubhouse people, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me as well. I'll talk with you later, and I hope that you guys stay blessed out here in these streets and stay Rona free. Talk with you.